Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing the punch.
Yeah, I have a human interest story here. So the Kwara State government on Sunday urged boat operators to adhere to safety regulations following the tragic boat accident that claimed the lives of 37 traders last Thursday in Gbajibo River. And he said the incident had occurred within the territory of Niger State. So this is also as the state governor, Abdurrahman Abdurazak, sent a heartfelt condolences to the families of the victims of Gbajibo boats. They were begging boat operators and passengers to adhere to safety regulations for the good of all. And while he was describing the incident as painful and unacceptable, he says it's now becoming a culture that people are no longer using the safety gadgets that have been provided by the government while they are entering this boat. So he was speaking in a telephone conversation with Punch. That was the chief press secretary to the governor, Malam Rafiu Ajakaye, and he acknowledged the incident, but he stressed that it did not occur in Kwara. I think some of the papers had it that it was in Kwara it happened. He said the accident happened on Thursday evening while the traders who had come to trade in Gbajibo Mudi were returning home. It happened in Niger State, and all the victims' bodies were recovered from the river and they were buried in Niger State. That was the reason they did not say anything about it. And he said, according to reliable sources, the traders had attended the weekly market in the area and were on their en route to their communities when the incident happened. One of the reasons of the incident was overloading. They said the boat had capacity for 100, but they overloaded, and also the river bank had overflowed. You know, this is the rainy season, and so rivers overflow at that point, and that's what happened. And the incident happened at 6 p.m. So the appeal, we have buried the people that have died. The appeal is that we must pay attention to the rules and regulations surrounding the waterways. If they give you a life jacket, please wear the life jacket. Get used to wearing the life jacket if you have to go there. If the banks are overflowed, don't even overload people. Let it if it's 100 capacity, load just 100 or even less than 100. Give room for anything that happens.
Okay, let me take the major headline on Punch. So there are indications that former Vice President Atiku Abubakar may have offered Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi a vice presidential role in the joint single-term ticket for next elections. Reliable multiple sources have said that the coalition efforts have requested anonymity due to lack of authorization to speak, has said that they've actually agreed, according to him. He said the ex-Anambra state governor has said to be working to secure the backing of his core loyalists. So according to this report, they said that the party chieftain said that, that this time next year, by May 2026, almost all parties would have unveiled their presidential candidates. The leaders have all agreed that it's only a coalition between Atiku and Obi and others that can wrest power from Tinubu. So they are crossing the T's and dotting the I's. Atiku and Obi met earlier this year in the UK. That was where the decision was, the idea was presented and agreed upon. Atiku has urged Obi to be his running mate. But recent developments show that Obi has accepted to Atiku's proposal, and Atiku also has agreed to serve a single 4-year term and hand over power to Peter Obi after his first 4-year term. So Peter Obi, according to this report, is trying to discuss with his own loyalists to agree. And Atiku also firming things on his own side, and then hopefully we'll see how that takes us. But that's the current coalition that looks like it's coming together.
I don't think it's a possible one. I can't believe it. Well, Jackman, according to this report, we have 12 states in the country currently have less than 200 qualified doctors, trained doctors in Nigeria right now. They said since 2021, Nigeria has continued to witness huge trend of migration of doctors and other categories of health workers to other countries leaving the country. This is based on data obtained from the State of Health of the Nation report found on the website of the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare by the correspondents of Punch in Abuja. And they said they have at least, in 2022, we had about 3,000 doctors requesting for letters of good standing to migrate, of course, from the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, according to a report. And since then, since 2022, they've witnessed about most of our doctors leaving. 68% of the doctors were looking to the UK. About 10% are looking to Canada, 7% looking to the USA. UAE has about 5% looking towards that area. Australia also has about 3% looking that way. Ireland has 3%. Saudi 1%, Maldives 1%. And this, of course, does not represent the total migration records Also, the National Association of Resident Doctors noted about 11,899 resident doctors only are left practicing in the country, with most of them having jackpot without, going through the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. So we have some states struggling. Some states have higher number of doctors, and most likely Lagos will be on that list. But most states have lower number of doctors. The states with the lesser number of doctors are Abia, Adamawa, Bauchi, Benue, Cross River, Ekiti, Gombe, Jigawa, Kebbi, Kogi, Kwara, Niger. And so this leaves a lot of, gives us long waiting hours in the hospital and a lot of people waiting for surgeries.
A lot of people come down to Lagos, and it's almost strange.
Qualified doctors.
Less doctors in the
There's
cities.
a strain on them.
Okay, moving on very quickly now to Vanguard.
Oh, I want to take the story quickly of the fear that people had. Yes, it was in the Punch. Lagos probing the fact that Katsina workers were recruited by Dangote Refinery. So a video went online, and the video caused people to be scared about the fact that they saw a convergence of people that came from Katsina to Ibejuleki to work, and there were security concerns among the locals, and it went online. And the state government, Lagos state government, has already issued a release that they are aware of those people. There's no security concern. They were brought in to work at the Dangote Refinery as laborers. Now, the Nigerian Labour Congress has come up to say that it was very wrong for Dangote Refinery to recruit laborers from Katsina. The idea is that they should provide employment. They are criticizing the labor violation, saying that they should have these unskilled laborers from the north and not from, it should have come from the hosting community of the Dangote Refinery, that there would be a proper protest on this. But while speaking on that, the Lagos Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Benga Motoshaw, said the investigation is ongoing into the matter and that there's no reason to worry. I'm expecting that the Lagos State should address the concern of, we were expecting more employment for Lagosians.
And the Nigerians, and they're allowed to work anywhere.
Yeah, but the primary people that should get the job are the host community.
There's a bigger danger. So where I live was a community that hosted the Dancer Fruit Juice Company. And when workers were imported from outside the state, they didn't have houses. So they built small shanties. Till date, it's a shanty community because they don't build to live. Whereas if you are employed within the host communities, they most likely come from their homes. So they create a bigger problem.
The pros and cons on that.
They have slums everywhere.
Vanguard, very quick, let's take a few stories. Manufacturing sector rebounds as revenue profits soar. Headsmen bandits attack in Benue, Kebbi, Imo, Ondo, and Kogi kill 33. Abdulrazak mourns as 37 passengers drowned in Kwara boat mishap. And we took Nigeria's Unity in Diversity, Work in Progress, says Tinubu. Let's take one story there. Who has a major headline?
Yeah, I do. The headsmen, bandits, and kidnappers were on rampage in different parts of the country this weekend. They said they killed no fewer than 33 persons in Benue, Imo, Kebbi, Ondo, and Kogi states. They said several other persons were also injured in attacks, which have further worsened the insecurity in the country. So in Ogumobio and Okpobolo axis of Agatu local government area of Benue State, they said at least 15 persons were killed in an ambush by armed herders who invaded the area. They said the attack also left several persons, most of whom the traders, injured, and many of them were missing. They said the victims of the attack, which occurred late Saturday evening, were returning from Oweto market after the day's business and heading to their various communities when they ran into the ambush. So according to the former vice chairman of Agatu local government, Anthony Ikulono, he confirmed the murder of the 15 persons in the attack on his verified social media account, and he said that was unprovoked. He explained that the attack was masterminded by a herder who returned to the Fadama of Obagaji after he had earlier vacated the area as directed by the chairman of the area to allow people return to their farms. He now came back, after the rains. He said when he returned, they confronted him, and on Saturday they had to lay ambush in the community and kill people who were coming in from Oweto market. So there've been series of complaints that many of these herders are coming in, eating their farm produce, and when they complain, they go and come back to kill them, and that's what has been happening. So across even Imo states, they said government suspected to be herders as well in Imo states invaded Agwa and Amakobia Ubi communities. It's a boundary community, and then opened fire and killed, I think they lost one person there, and the other states as well. So we have to do something about this insecurity.
I think that's all we can take on the front page review this morning. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be